You're welcome to today's episode of Word Breakdown. So, today we'll be looking at some very simple medical terms that are often misunderstood. So, let's do two words similar in meaning but are sometimes wrongly interchanged. Looking at the words infection versus inflammation. So, from the origin, the word infection, we can break it down in three parts: infec, then tion. The tion is a regular suffix, tion. Then the fec is from the Latin word facere, which basically means to put in something or to pour into something, that kind of stuff. Then in is a common prefix that means within, inside, internal. Yeah, that's the same concept. Okay, so let's see if we can make sense out of this. Infection, in, fec, to put into, then shun, meaning the process. Basically, the word infection means to put something into something and make it contaminated. So it basically means to contaminate from within. And that makes sense because infection is the process whereby microorganisms, maybe bacteria, viruses, or parasites, usually used for microorganisms, things that are very tiny and are numerous. Yes. So they are so numerous that they defile that system, they contaminate that system. That's the concept of infection. So to differentiate it from inflammation from the word flame, it literally means to set on fire, and it's a process of setting the body on fire from within. What that means is there is something that has triggered the body's response to cause a fire, and this was coined because the early studies of inflammation discovered that when there is an inflammatory process, that area of inflammation is hot and red. Okay, so it's set on fire in a figure. So inflammation is the body's response to a pathogen. The idea is the body responds to something in a bid to get rid of it. And this response usually leads to heat, swelling, redness, and pain. I hope you get the concept. So whenever you hear there's an inflammation, now an infection in most cases can trigger an inflammation. But an infection is that point where the microorganisms like the bacteria have invaded the body. They are in abundance. Most of the time, the body mounts an immune response to get rid of it, which is inflammation. Yes, so I hope you learned the difference between infection and inflammation. See you on the next episode.